Today, Favor House of Northwest Florida is holding their annual White Rose Luncheon to promote domestic violence prevention. Sue Strawn is there this morning and tells us more about today's event. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Jared. And I tell you, in just about another 20 minutes, this venue here at Sanders Beach Corinne Jones Community Center will be filled. And typically every year, we have not only survivors of domestic violence, these courageous women who come, and many of them share their stories, but also come to celebrate survival. But we have many members of law enforcement here, our military members, our judges come, the prosecutors, everyone who has a commitment to ending that cycle of violence. And one of the people who's been at the forefront of that mission for so many years and made such a vast difference, Sue Hand, Executive Director of Favor House, Northwest Florida. And Sue, what is the significance of continuing this White Rose Luncheon?
Well, I think it's always important that people are reminded of what's happening in our community and that we have extraordinarily brave and empowered women who live here, and nobody spotlights their healing the way we do. So it's a process, and we want to make sure that our community knows that we have wonderful survivors in our community, and also address the issue of how many cases we have each year.
And one of the things that Favor House does, and for people who are not familiar with Favor House, explain the mission and what you do to help women in their survivorship.
We have a shelter program, and we have an outreach program, and if a woman and her children doesn't have a safe place to stay, she isn't going to leave that abusive relationship when she should. So we help her, and she can stay with us for a maximum of 6 weeks, more if she needs it. We have education and financial support and all kinds of information of community resources, as well as resources from Favor House.
And every year we're honored to have a tremendous guest speaker. And this year, well, if you can see this image, this fitness expert, Laticia Action Jackson, here behind me. You see the smile, you see the physique. I mean, you see this incredible human being. But what you don't see is the rest of the story behind that image. And that is
that I am a survivor of domestic violence. And first of all, I'm very excited to be here today, because one of the reasons why I wanted to share my story is that women often are taught if they have the perfect body, if they have the perfect job. I had those things, but yet on the inside, I was going through domestic violence and internal issues with myself. And I think it's important to bring that to the forefront and really identify what domestic violence looks like, because there's still a stigma, right? Let's be honest, in our community, talking about domestic violence, because it doesn't look the way that people think it looks. Sometimes we remain silent. Today, it's about celebrating, but also opening up about how we got to where we're at and how we moved forward.
What kind of courage did it take, honestly, for you to step out that first time and say, I am a victim, I am a survivor?
Mm-hmm. Wow, I have to tell you, probably about a year. You know, I did not want a stigma on me as a well-known athlete, as a scholar, as an academic professional. I thought, what will people think of me? But after a while, I started to live in prison within my own truth. And I realized that, you know, me being silent is not going to be powerful for anyone. There's healing in sharing. So I started to share. And once I started to share my story, other women came forward and started to share theirs as well.
And again, it's all about sharing and the survivors telling their stories and coming forward, and more importantly, celebrating Favor House and what it does and helping empower women to do just that, Jared. And that's why we're here today, the White Rose Luncheon.
All right, Sue Strawn down at the White Rose Luncheon today. Coming up on Dayside, Payless recalling children's light-up shoes. What is wrong with them? Take a look at that. We'll have more. Plus, the Lionfish Awareness Festival and Tournament. You can learn more about the nasty lion's fish and taste one.